So Justin was just voted out. Definitely did not see that coming. I thought a lot of people were strong. I don't know who flipped.
And there were somehow 6 votes on Justin when the maximum should have been 3, the 3 grade 11s.
It's one of the girls. We know it's one of the girls because the numbers just work out that way.
That it's going to affect my trust going forward with the rest of the grade 12. So I'm going to try and avenge Justin as best I can.
I think Claire just flipped because we were all texting. Jenna was freaking out, so I believe that it wasn't her. Maya says that she has no clue how to play this game, which is same for me. Like, why would I flip? I just listen to what I'm told at the moment.
Zisk never really told me the exact people who were flipping. I just knew that they have the numbers.
Right now, the steady plan is kind of to go for Claire because she's not responding. It's a bit fishy.
So Claire might be the next to go.
At the next immunity challenge, the tribes are tasked with unscrambling this 57-letter sequence.
After 8 hints and 2 hours of working, Isar came out on top. The sentence was as follows: immunity is what you covet, and with determination you shall succeed.
Remember that text I got from Lapidus, and he said he made an alliance with Claire.
It looks like everybody thinks that Claire was a flip.
I send that text to Kreinler, telling Kreinler, look, Lapidus is working with Claire. So I basically get all the Kreinler, I get my grade 11s back on my side.
The list of people who were in this conversation that Noah and I started with was Jake Gins, Jake Lapidus, Dylan Cohen, Aiden Kreinler, ourselves, and Lev Pollock.
Kreinler seemed to believe me.
Almost everybody is on board to vote Claire, except for Claire.
Dylan Cohen says, like this vote for to vote Claire at Tribal Council.
Haven't heard from Claire in a while. Not sure where she is.
Claire's not answering our texts.
All the other girls seem to believe me.
I text Maya and I ask, what's going on? Like, we think Claire flips. We're not really sure.
And now everybody wants to get Claire out.
We're a bit nervous, though, because she might have an idol. And that would actually screw all of us.
I think I convinced everybody that it wasn't me.
And as long as she doesn't play an idol, she's going home.
We have an easy 7 or 8 to take out Claire if we wanted to.
Claire knows this game, I don't. So even though Claire didn't actually flip, it's better to get her out now than later. I don't know how much of a threat she could become later in the game.
Because I know she's really smart and could do something big later on.
Welcome to Tribal Council.
All right, so let's start things off, talk about the challenge. So challenge posted on Sunday on Edsby, took over 2 hours. You guys eventually finished it. What was that like? Just tell us a little bit about that. Kreinler, let's hear from you.
It was pain, because apparently we were only 2 minutes. We submitted 2 minutes after the other tribe. So it honestly, it might have even felt better if we didn't get it, just knowing how close we were.
Lev, do you agree that it would have been better if you hadn't finished it?
Well, like we were working for like a long time. Like it was 2 hours. We're on this one Zoom call all together, and then we think we have it, and then we find out the other team has it, and it was defeating, and
it was pretty demoralizing.
And that comes off the back of last Tribal Council, where it was quite shocking to see the results. It's clear that a lot of you were surprised, had different plans coming into it. Giddens, as someone who was almost voted out and was on the hot seat, how do you feel now going into the next one? Do you feel any better?
I'm feeling a little bit better than after last Tribal Council, because I know that now me and my alliance seem to have the votes last time, and I hope that we can keep going forward with our plan.
There were some obvious lines drawn in the sand last Tribal Council with there was one alliance that was dominating the other. So, Lev, can you pinpoint the people who were outside of that alliance?
Like, I have no idea. Like, there's been changes happening constantly. I think it could be completely different from last time. Like, it's been a pretty crazy few days, I gotta admit.
So speculation seems to have it that someone last tribal might have flipped on the plan to vote out Giddens. So Maya, do you have any idea who that was?
I have a suspicion.
Would you
Don't
like to
want to
share?
say it though, because
Don't
I
wanna
feel
say.
like it's everybody knows, so I don't want to like get anybody mad.
And Dylan, do you have a plan for today for the tribal?
I'm gonna stick with what my alliance has proposed
Right,
tonight,
but if
and
you
hopefully everything goes my way.
But do you agree with what Lev said? If there's been a lot of flipping on alliances, how do you know your alliance is going to stick to the plan?
Well, you can never be too sure on Survivor, so I just have to hope for the best.
Claire, after last tribal council, there were clearly some visible reactions during it of that people weren't exactly thrilled with the outcome. You seemed to be one of them, but what was it like afterwards? What were the reactions of the people on the tribe?
I mean, everyone's obviously quite divided. There was not really a reconvene. And I mean, I definitely felt a bit of tension during the challenge on Sunday, kind of everyone shoving away the elephant in the room of the fact that there were some very certain things said of who we were going to vote for. And it obviously, some people flipped and made a whole mess of it and left other people out of the plans and left a few of us quite shocked with who went home. So,
do you think there were people in that challenge blowing the challenge?
Honestly, the people who were on there, and contributing the most and working the longest, that just wouldn't line up with that idea. And that's 2 hours of your life and probably a big headache that, if that was the plan, then good on you, because that's dedication and that's outplay. But I think everyone really just wanted to win.
You're saying that you're not the one who flipped last tribal council.
I'm not the one who flipped.
So who did flip?
It's one of the girls. I'll put it out there. Someone flipped, obviously, and was in the loop with the rest of everyone else who made the plan, and left 3 of us out of it. Tell you,
So
who
the three of us
are.
being
I know
you,
myself.
Maya, and Jenna. The 3 of you.
Oriel.
Say that because I didn't know who flipped. Don't put words in my mouth.
One of them. Okay, so Maya, Yael, and Jenna. Which one of you flipped, and who do you guys think flipped?
I can talk, but I can say sincerely that it wasn't me because I was in a lot of shock from last week's tribal.
So who was it?
Yeah, I don't know. So I was basically just asked this question. So
Same. I don't know. I'm debating 2 people in my head, but I'm not completely sure.
If you have between 2 people, are you willing to risk this vote on a guess? Do you have proof, or are you just kind of guessing, Yael?
I have ish proof, never 100%, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with my gut.
So Lev, you were also in that plan to vote out Giddens. Why couldn't you be the flipper? What's stopping you from doing it?
I was in complete shock last week. I was I remember, as I said, you could see I was my video was off. I was just expecting normal vote. I wasn't I literally had other plans, and I was expecting the normal thing to happen, and it just didn't. I was so shocked.
So Lev, what are your thoughts on the tribe dynamic going on into this vote? Is there going to be a big shakeup after this tribal?
I'm not sure. I feel like we could unify it from this vote, but I feel like anything can happen.
How do you make a big move, A, in this game, and B, is this a time that's ripe for a big move?
This is absolutely not the time to make a big move right now. For me, the way I see this game, and I have very limited Survivor knowledge, probably the least of anyone here, I feel kind of like big moves don't happen now, because big moves now make you a threat later. It's probably better to start making your big moves much later on in the game when they actually have short-term impact in the way. The short-term impact now leads to a worse or long-term later than when you do it later in the game, because that short-term is much closer to final tribal when you can get those votes and win the game.
So Claire, you look like you had a reaction to that.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily agree, because I don't know if you can make a generalization, because if there's been 40 seasons of this game and people make big moves and then it seems like they're going down the tubes and then they make another big move. So I don't know, it's a type of thing where it's a case by case basis. If you come across a big move and you go, wow, I could do this, I could pull this off, and it will have little to no consequence or enough that I can do damage control, then why wouldn't you do it?
Like to weigh in, I completely agree with Claire. I don't think it necessarily matters when you make the big moves. I think it matters whether you're seen as the person at the top of like the list and like the person who's behind everything. You don't want to be the one who's orchestrating everything necessarily.
Jenna, do you think Claire implying that one of the girls flipped is a smart play, or is this, a desperate play on her part?
I'm not really sure.
Got Noah skinned. You've got that flag. And just like the flag says, Saturdays are for the boys. It is time to vote. We're up.
Okay, for sure, for sure.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol, and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, I'll read the votes. First vote, Claire Lipton. Second vote, Jonathan Kaplan. Third vote, Yael Shapiro. Claire Lipton. That's 2 votes Claire, 1 vote Jonathan, 1 vote Yael. Claire Lipton. Claire Lipton. That's 4 votes Claire, 1 vote Jonathan, 1 vote Yael. Claire Lipton. That's 5 votes Claire, 1 vote Jonathan, 1 vote Yael. The 5th person voted out of the chat survivor competition is Claire Lipton. Claire, you have been voted out.
You guys are all stupid.
Leave the Zoom immediately.
Okay, and with that, we are done. See you guys next challenge/tribal if you get there.